he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Football is back, and that makes me happy. Thank you all for joining me on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I am Garrett Charles Langley Henson, and I'm being joined today by Lucas from Stranger Things. Oh, wait, no, that's just Terry Ricardo DeShazer who hasn't got a haircut yet. How you doing, Terry?
The deuce, baby. The deuce is loose. I like how you just called me out like that, man. Hey, man, look, I ain't got a cut. You know what I'm saying? It's a little high. It's been a minute. Look, man, my barber lives in Durham. All right. So that's 37 minutes away from me. I'm having issues with these barbers around in Raleigh. The last cut I got, I didn't like that shit. And it was $50 to do the haircut and the beard. I was like, you know what, dog? I'm shaving my beard and you can just cut my hair. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. So I'm going to go to another one today after the pod. See how it goes. I don't know, man. I'm struggling, bro. I've been asking a lot of black people. I've seen some fresh fades. I go out and I'll be like, look at the fade, like, yo, where you get your cut? And they're like, yo, I got this custom barber, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, custom barber? How much this shit cost? Motherfucker said $70. $70 for a cut? Y'all are crazy, bro. Fuck that. I'm a good looking man. I'm a high value man. I like the way I look. So I'm cool with the scraggle. I'm fine. I got a wife. I don't give a fuck. I'm married. It don't matter.
While you're out here looking at other black people trying to figure out where they got their haircut, white people are out here looking at you, wonder where you got your haircut. You just walk into Supercuts and say, "Give me the Stranger Things."
Hey, look at me. Don't ever go to Great Clips, Sport Clips, Supercuts, any of that fucking national brand shit. They will destroy your haircut, black people. I'm telling you. Don't listen to the hype. Yeah. Don't listen.
They'll snip too much off for sure. Which, Terry, could be another solution to the Deshaun Watson case that just came to arbitration, the NFL. A federal judge who was appointed by Roger Goodell in the NFL just ruled yesterday that Deshaun Watson will be suspended only 6 games for the upcoming season, Terry. The NFL is already appealing their own ruling that they brought in a third-party judge to make. Apparently, they're giving Deshaun Watson 2 options, Terry. 1, he gets a full year suspension. His contract the big one he signed with the Browns, it'll just push forward another year, and he has to seek counseling. No fine, but you have to miss the whole season, and you don't get paid this year. Or you get a 12-game suspension. You don't have to apply for reinstatement. You can come back in right in the middle of the season. But we fine you everything you made last season while you sat out and didn't play. Upwards of $30 million.
Did he make money last year?
Yeah. He made like $30 million electing not to play for the Texans.
I thought the NFL, maybe, I guess, is it because the Texans just wouldn't play him, right?
I don't think he would play.
That's weird. I thought the NFL was, anti-player, but it sounds like he had a nice little deal going right there. $30 million to just fucking sit around and get massaged and fuck around and pull your dick out on every one of them. Hey, sounds like it.
I'm pretty sure no massages were at least part of the clause for getting paid $30 million. They're like, listen, man, you got to actually sit on the sidelines. No more massages, no more mini towels. No more getting ready for game day. There is no game day. Your ass is going to Cleveland.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Look, bro. In an ideal world, I would rather talk about sports and only sports. This is in the realm of sports. All right. It's also in the realm of cock and balls. So I don't really like talking about that type of shit. But your boy Deshaun, he's got a problem.
Balls make you feel nervous?
No, not at all. Anyways.
All right. Well, then change the overlay on your background to a rainbow. Since it doesn't make you feel nervous.
Yeah, you're crazy. No. Here's the thing, bro. Like, do we know he has a problem? Yeah. Has he been in any way apologetic about this problem? Not at all. Not at fucking all. I think the NFL was trying to do something right by having somebody that's not in the league, oversee the case. Like, I think that was a good idea. But it's a federal judge, bro. She's not like she's used to prison sentences and shit. She's not used to games. Like, the bitch was like, oh, 6 games, he loses this much amount of money? Oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's good. And then everybody's like, 6 games? Are you fucking crazy? She didn't know. Nobody knew. So Goodell,
she kept it a G with the NFL though too. Like in the hearings and everything, she was like, straight up, you guys are not going to get the verdict that you were looking for here. Like, this is not going to make you happy. She's like, the way that you guys wrote your collective bargaining agreement is fucking stupid. Because the most that you can give to a player for a non-violent violation is 6 games.
Yeah.
See, because Deshaun Watson was not arrested for a violent crime under the CBA, that's the maximum punishment that they can give him. That does bring up the question, Terry, of a bit of gray area or brown area in Deshaun Watson's case. What is violent? At what point does making a girl suck your dick constitute violence?
I don't know, man. You got to ask the question to yourself. What's worse, harassment or sexual harassment? Which one would you rather have, done against you? Would you rather get your shit rocked?
It depends how good looking the person who's sexually harassing me is.
See, that's why this is a different one. This is where I would wish a woman was on this end of the spectrum, but I haven't really asked a girl how they feel about this dude. I'm sure they don't even know what the fuck's going on anyways.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure the women and NFL fans in particular have been pretty outspoken with how they feel about this whole situation, Terry.
Where they at, though? I haven't heard a single girl talk about this in my life. Maybe I need to get more girlfriends. I'm fucking up.
Maybe.
What have they said? What have you heard?
What have I heard about Deshaun Watson? I've heard that he got 6 games and that he assaulted over 67 women. So
that's 67.
Yeah, that's what the New York Times report said, that they found that he had set up appointments at least with 67 women in these hotels outside of the team facilities and everything. Now, that would be, Terry, less than 1 game per 10 women that you assault.
So many.
That's a pretty solid average if I'm Deshaun Watson. I mean, if I'm DW sitting back here, I'm like, shit, I got off pretty easy, didn't I? But if they gave you these two options and you're Deshaun Watson, which one are you taking? Are you gonna let them, move your contract on to next year? I forget what the word is for it. Miss the full season, have to undergo like counseling and then reapply for reinstatement? Or do you just eat $30 million and get back on the field this season?
So when they push back his salary, does that mean he's making $1 million next year?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting as fuck. I don't know if I can play for just $1 million, bro. I don't know if I can do that. That's tough. That's tough as fuck. That counseling sounds good too if I'm a piece of shit like him. Because he's definitely hasn't apologized and doesn't seem like he cares about it at all.
He's been
I don't know.
Statements, he's been super unapologetic and has even claimed that he's done nothing wrong.
Yeah. Nah, he's a piece of shit for real. I don't know. I like that pushback shit. Roger Goodell did a good job. I'm mad that I heard that this morning because the idea I had was
rewind the tape. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that sentence before again. Terry, say what you just said on wax.
What did I say?
Roger Goodell did a good job.
He did, bro. That rule change right there, that little sneak, that was nice. Because the shit I was thinking, what I was saying was I wish I didn't hear this already, because I would have been like, which I had heard no one say, I've been like, look, your dumb ass is going to have to play this year. You get $1 million, and I'm suspending you for next year for your $30 million. So Roger Goodell pretty much did what I was thinking. I was like, everybody's talking about suspending him for this year. Fuck that. You playing, you take this $1 million, suck my dick, and then next year we're taking your big money. I'm going to fuck about it. $1 million to Deshaun Watson is nothing. Nothing at all. I mean, it's a rock and a hard place, bro, but I'd have to just do the counseling and shit. But I don't know, man. It's tough, bro. Because I don't know how much money he has in the bank. $30 million loss is a shitload of fucking money to just like straight up lose or pay back. Like, that's a lot of fucking money, man. But
Terry, I'll tell you, I'll tell you how much is in escrow that is already been set aside to go to Deshaun Watson as soon as he steps on the field for the Cleveland Browns, and that's $240 million. As long as he plays, he's getting that money from the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I'd really be spending up all night worrying about this $30 million that I made during a season, which I didn't play in the first place. I'll probably call this a wash, write a nice big check, get out there for week 13, make 5 or 6 weeks more of game checks this season. And then more like valuable than anything is that next season they won't be talking about this as much. If Deshaun Watson takes the first option and they do the year suspension, doesn't pay the fine, he has to go through the public counseling and everything, apply for reinstatement. A year from now, this is all back in the news cycle about Deshaun Watson. He's reapplying for reinstatement. What is the validity of his counseling sessions? Was he truly remorseful? Has he demonstrated growth? All this type of stuff will be in the public eye and part of public scrutiny, trying to determine whether he should even be granted reinstatement after he applies in a year. If I'm Deshaun Watson, I 100% pay this $30 million, get back on the field in this season, and pray that a year from now, nobody remembers that I sexually assaulted 60 women.
Come on, man. You know we're going to forget about that shit if he starts playing well. If he starts playing bad, my man's going to go through it. He's going to go through it pretty hard.
Oh my God, Terry, are you suggesting that away fans bring their own version of terrible towels to Cleveland this season?
Yeah, possibly, man. He can go through it pretty bad, bro. I don't know, man. You are right though. I think that is probably the best way to do it. Just take the 12. But inside, I'm hoping that he goes through some counseling for real, bro. Because this guy, he's got a fucking problem. Like if for like a team to change their massage people multiple times in a season, bro, it's a fucking you problem, bro. It's not on the fucking people that are doing the massages, bro. It's not the masseuse, all right? It's you, Deshaun. You gotta look within because this is bullshit. Somebody's gotta hold this dude accountable, bro. Did you read
the New York Times?
No, I didn't.
There was a quote there that stuck out to me. There was a woman who a masseuse that Deshaun Watson had hired. She did not participate in the lawsuit. She did not file criminal charges. She didn't even give her name to the New York Times. She was like, listen, I was just there. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life, but this is what happened. She was like, he was begging me to suck his dick, like literally begging me. And I was like,
wow,
dude, what are you doing? Like, you're a superstar. You're about to fuck your whole life up. Just stop. And he couldn't stop. It's like you couldn't find a more compliant victim. Like, what more can you ask for? Someone who doesn't tell the police, doesn't file a civil suit, and gives you great life advice in the middle of not sucking your dick. I mean, there are rich, successful men who would pay for that type of counseling. And Deshaun Watson got it for free and didn't heed it. I have no remorse for this man whatsoever. 6 games ain't enough. 12 games ain't enough.
Oh, fuck no.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, fans of the Cleveland Browns, like, how do you look your wife in the face while you sit on the couch and be like, all right, don't talk to me from 1 to 4. I'm caught up in my football. Me and Deshaun Watson. It's just me and DW.
Hey, man, that's where it blurs the line, though, between sport and fandom and, you know, rooting for people and listening to R. Kelly's music and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people do horrible shit, do you still support the squad? I don't know. I haven't had a team, you know, that's had actually James Dolan. I stopped watching Knicks for a minute. But I haven't really, like, gone through that. It's tough, bro. It's a tough situation. In my head, though.
Put it more to the side, like R. Kelly or, like, Bill Cosby. If he played an individual sport, if he was a golfer and there was nobody who depended on him, or, like, it'd be easy to write him off, or it'd be easy to be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he's still doing his thing. Like,
yeah. That's true.
When you're the quarterback, the most important position on, like, I think football is probably, like, the biggest team sport in which, like, every player has to be completely in unison the entire time for anything to work, even for like the most simple play. You can't have that guy who's orchestrating everything.
Nah. Well, put your body, put your fandom inside the fandom of Cleveland, bro.
Oh, I was there, Terry,
and especially the
days when we thought we were getting Deshaun Watson. I was there. My body was inside all the way.
No. I understand that. Not about getting Deshaun Watson, about just being a fan of the Cleveland Browns in general. What the fuck else are you gonna do, bro? You're in Ohio. No offense to Ohio. I've been to Ohio. My wife is from Ohio. Ohio fucking sucks. The whole state. And anybody can not tell me otherwise. Why do people always shit on Cleveland? And I'm from a city that's smaller than Cleveland. But I saw Cleveland, the gloomiest fucking city I've ever seen in my life. Like, they say people in Seattle like to fucking commit suicide. When I was up there near Cleveland, it was like it was a bright, sunny day, and you saw the skyscrapers and shit. It wasn't even smog. It was just a fucking cloud, bro. A gray cloud over the city, bro. I was like, is that Cleveland? Oh, my God, I'll never fucking go there. Are you kidding me? They don't give a fuck about Deshaun Watson, these girls. They're watching Deshaun every Sunday and every Monday. They don't give a fuck.
Terry,
I feel bad for them, bro.
Light on Cleveland. The last time we spoke, you're like, Cleveland's got to be nice just by virtue of being bigger than Durham. You're like, we live in Durham, which is small. Cleveland's got to be better because it's big. It took seeing it with your own eyes and smelling it with your own nose, didn't it?
They're just like they're so sports centric, bro. Like if their sports teams aren't making money for the city because it's such a blue collar city, it just is nothing to do, which kind of sucks. Hey. It's 670,000 people there, bro. It's unbelievable how shit it is.
Well, I tell you one thing that we're not doing, Terry, and that's running to Guardians games.
Yeah, they got stripped of that too.
Also, I think the Cleveland Browns have to worry too much about the Guardians taking over their fan base amidst the Deshaun Watson.
That's facts. That's facts. It was also one thing I wanted to touch on for this.
Oh, go ahead, Deshaun. And we can touch on as much as you want, bud.
Not for this, and then we can kind of transition this into like the Dolphins punishment as well, and we move on from this discussion. But a lot of the players, and I get it, a lot of the players, past players, you know, former players and players that play now, we're talking about like how they don't go back on owners, and when they fuck up and do crazy shit, and they don't really get, which seems like fair punishments, or even if it's a punishment that seems light, like Roger Goodell doesn't go back, you know, and extend it or make it harsher. Like, I get what they're saying now, bro, because, like, Watson fucked up crazy. He did. But, like, Snyder from the Washington football team or whatever you want to call them, I'm not calling them that stupid-ass name they got now. That shit's silly as fuck. Them. The only case I think they did right was, like,
let me ask you real quick. What's worse? What's a worse rebrand? The Commanders or the Guardians?
The Guardians sucks. The Guardians is horrible, bro. That's a horrible name. I ain't even gonna fake. Like when they said Washington football team, everybody's like, eh. But then like once it went through, you're like, hey,
you should keep that. Actually,
that shit is kind of hot. Yeah, like that shit's kind of hot. And then they're like the Washington Commanders, bro. You're like, come on, bro. Like, stop it. Get the fuck out of here.
They're like,
but anyways,
give it a try though. Let us dump sewage on our fans. Maybe you'll like it then. We just dump poop on
it. I don't know, man. I don't know, but these owners need to get definitely penalized a lot more. The only one I can think of is when they made the Panthers owner sell his team. That's the only one I really can remember.
Yeah, that was for sexual harassment and racism.
Yeah, but your boy Snyder's out here doing a lot of shit, man.
He's gone.
I feel like he's got some dirt on
the podcast on Dan Snyder, but that motherfucker is gone. Gone. Gone.
I think your boy Dan's got some dirt on the league, and they're like, "Hey, man, we can't get rid of him. He's gonna fucking dump on us all. He's snitching on all of us."
Hold up! Open your third
eye, baby.
Terry. Is that the reason why we haven't heard sanctions come down on Dan Snyder? That he hasn't forced himself the team?
Definitely.
That he, as Donald Stern said once upon a time, knows where all the bodies are buried? Is that what you're suggesting, Terry?
Bro, I'm telling you. Hey, look at John Gruden. And I know John Gruden put his own foot in his mouth, But as soon as the NFL started sniffing, it's like Snyder was like, hey, come this way. I got something to show you. I got millions and millions of emails to show you. Come over here. Get John Gruden that fuck out of here. Don't look at me. I haven't done anything. He needs to go. That guy's crazy.
I can only fit my foot in my mouth because it's made of rubber lips. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of rubber lips,
let's talk Dolphins.
There's been a lot of talk this offseason about what the Tampa Bay Bucs are going to do. Tom Brady, he retired. He unretired. He came back. Is Gronk going to come back with him? Is he going to have a real running mate? Chris Godwin is suspended for the first couple games or whatever, or injured or something. And then all that talk, all those rubber lips, all those reports turn into something factual, Terry. They signed Julio Jones to go and join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What can we realistically expect from Julio on the Bucs?
Man, if he's healthy, I think he'll get about 850, maybe 900 yards. But over the past, 4 years? He's been not healthy. 3, maybe 3.5.
2.
I don't know if I can trust him, bro. He wasn't even healthy with the Titans last year. Bro, it's whatever, bro. He's a great name. He's a Hall of Famer first ballot, but I don't expect much from this dude. That's my only take. Fuck him. I don't care. Brady's old as shit, though. This shit is wild, bro.
I could see it going that way and it being like he just is too broke down and he hasn't been able to really play a full season in like 5 years. And, are we really expecting too much out of a guy who is a Hall of Fame receiver but is now at the tail end of his career? At the same time, Perry, this is what people thought about Randy Moss when he went to the Patriots. They paid a very low premium for him. People were like, his best years of his career are behind him. How many blue chip true number one receivers has Tom Brady had in his career?
I think Randy's probably realistically the only number one, like with the size and everything. And I think that's different because Randy was bad for one season. Besides that, nobody.
I put Mike Evans in that conversation too. I put Mike Evans up there.
Oh yeah, well yeah, true. I forgot about him.
But so that's recent. It. And
you're right.
What'd he do the 2 times that he had Mike Evans healthy for a full season and Randy Moss healthy? Motherfucker went to the Super Bowl. So when I look at Julio Jones, I'm like, I don't think Tom Brady would have been calling him, hitting up his hotline in this offseason if he didn't have like big plans for him.
Yeah.
If he was like, thought Julio was going to be the 4th receiver on the team and catch 30 balls, I don't think he's blowing him up this whole offseason. And it's like, you got to come back in division, play against the team that drafted you, all this other stuff. I don't think Julio's doing that to catch 30 balls. I think if Julio answers this call, if he's on the team with Tom Brady, if they make it to the Super Bowl, Julio's catching a fucking touchdown. Like in those high leverage moments, he's going to count on Julio. And I could actually see what are you expecting? I could see like in line with what you said, like 800 yards, 900 yards, but like big moments. You know what I mean? Playoff game, third downs. I think he'll probably score more touchdowns this season than he has in the past 7. Just by virtue of playing with Tom Brady instead of Matt Ryan and Ryan Tannehill, 2 of the worst red zone passers in NFL history. And, he's not going to win you your fantasy league, probably not, but he might actually win the Bucs the division. And when you're missing Chris Godwin, I think you could do a lot worse than plugging in one of the top 5 receivers in the history of football.
Top 5, I don't know about all that, buddy. I don't know about all that. He's good. Top 5, that's rare air. You letting that Atlanta Falcons fandom take over your fucking soul again. There you go with these fucking bullshit Atlanta Falcons takes. We don't give a fuck about Atlanta, brother. You know that. Don't even try it. They'll be like, Julio, the guy who played for the Titans? Nah, he fucking sucks. Nah, Anyways,
my thing is like when they just
I don't know.
Tom Brady, he's all about like time and routes, right? Like repetition in practice. We'll get this down to like it's second nature. I don't even have to like look for where you are. I could throw the ball down there and you and I both know where the ball is going before I throw it. That only comes through practice. which is something that Julio Jones has not done over the past 5 years. Take it from a Falcons fan. He's so banged up at the end of each week that he can't go except for maybe one day on Thursday during the whole week. I don't know how you build that chemistry and develop that rapport if you're not on the practice field actually practicing. That would be my concern.
That is true. We haven't seen good Julio since about 2019. I mean, he was really banged up that season. He ended up getting like 1,300 yards, I think, something like that, which is not really Julio.
The next year he was banged up too
with Tom Brady.
The next year he played 9 games, Terry. He had fucking 820 yards in 9 games.
Yeah. Yes, 771, bro. He's a beast, though. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully he does something. I want him to stay healthy, but it's not realistic, bro. He's old as shit. He plays football. Like, that shit really fucks up your body. I don't really see it happening. I want them to do some shit. But before we went on to Tom, who's 45, we can talk about a lot of things that are older than him or younger than him. What about the Dolphins, bro, losing these draft picks, bro? Do you think that was enough justice, or do you think that was too little of a punishment for purposely tanking? And like everyone knew they were tanking, and they said they were tanking. They got caught red-handed.
Hey. And
only lost what, a first rounder and a third rounder?
How much is Tom Brady worth? Right? We're talking about Tom Brady, this supernova that can draw Julio Jones all the way to go down there and play with him. Who wouldn't want to go play with Tom Brady and sign up for one last ride into the sunset? And the Miami Dolphins thought the exact same way. You know, they just got sanctioned this week by the NFL for impermissible contact with Tom Brady and with former Saints head coach Sean Payton. They're, as a result of their tampering, they're going to have to forfeit their first-round draft pick next year and a third-round pick the following year. Additionally, their owner was suspended through mid-October and fined $1.5 million. Terry, that doesn't affect anything. The owner has no bearing on whether the team wins or loses besides hiring the right people. But I do think it's noteworthy that the NFL cracked down on tampering and was like, listen, we're not going to be like the NBA that, you know, charges you the 53rd pick in a draft of 60 players for tampering. You're going to give up a premium first-round asset for this shit for breaking the rules. They really take this seriously, and they want to, like, stop this, nip it in the bud, set the precedent before, you know, the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers start hiring what's your boy, the quarterback in the Chargers? What's his name? Justin Herbert. Before the Steelers hired Justin Herbert's uncle and his fucking cousins and his dad's lifelong best friend to all be quality control coaches for the Pittsburgh Steelers so that they can get him during the free agency period.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I don't know. I feel like they could have taken 2 first-rounders, bro. This one and next year's. For purposely tanking, they had a chance to make the fucking playoffs. Wait a minute,
playoffs. Terry, I hate to interrupt you here. None of these punishments were for tanking. That part of the investigation is still ongoing with the Brian Flores.
Still undergoing? Yep. Oh, okay. It's just for the tampering.
This is just for the tampering. The destroying the competitive nature in the league and intentionally losing games, that's still going on. Brian Flores actually asked for discovery for the Miami Dolphins owner and for the NFL, and it was not granted.
The boys in trouble.
It looks like the NFL is really trying to not let this story get out. It's been in closed arbitration, but Brian Flores can publicly sue the NFL and bring this into the light, and I'd expect him to take those next steps after discovery was not granted and bring this into like the public press so that the average Joe can better understand that the Miami Dolphins were intentionally tanking.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. My mistake. Mistake.
But I just want to clarify for all the listeners out there, 2 different infractions, 2 different punishments.
Yeah. Shit. If we're talking about tampering and you lose a first-round pick for tampering, to try to get Tom Brady, you going to punish me my first-round pick? I ain't going to fake. That's some bullshit, bro. That's fucked up. Because I'm trying to get the best player that's ever played this fucking game. Are you gonna take away a first round pick for me talking to
He's
Tom?
under contract. We're the Tampa Bay
Fuck
Bucs.
it, bro. So what? Give me him. I want that
Just because
motherfucker.
Miami's in the same state as Tampa Bay, that y'all can just have lunch and dinner and brunch, have a couple mimosas. Oh man, look how great you look next to Tyreek Hill. Imagine that. Nah, can't do it, Terry.
You can find me. You can find me $40 million. Find me $50 million. Taking away 2 picks for tampering, bro? That's fucking aggressive as shit. I ain't even gonna fake, bro. That's aggressive. That is very aggressive. But if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do.
Now, I don't remember, Terry.
The Dolphins are going to
I'm pretty sure the Dolphins last got hit by a big tampering fine when they signed Ricky Williams from the Saints 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure they lost 2 first-round picks over that deal. So there's precedent here. There's precedent here before. When it comes to the illusion of destroying parity in the NFL won't take it. If there's an appearance that you're gonna steal a blue chip player from another team who's already under contract, that undermines the integrity of the entire league, Terry. But when you're telling your coach to intentionally lose games and to play a fucking cover 2 for 4 plays in a row, that doesn't undermine the integrity of the game.
Matter.
That's not worth talking draft.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay, wanted to check.
No, whatever. Hey, which tanking do you like more? Do you like the NBA draft tanking or the NFL draft tanking? Because the NFL draft is just straight. Whoever comes in last place, you get the first pick. Lottery. I like the lottery shit with the NBA. Which one do you like more? Because the NFL is just like, look, if I suck, I'm getting the first round, guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't understand why more teams than NFL don't openly tank. Like, for real. Since there's no lottery system, if you get the worst record, you're getting the number 1 pick. Like, in this year, for example, when you got C.J. Stroud coming out, you got some other kid that everyone's infatuated with coming out. Everyone says there's 2 generational quarterbacks. If you're the Houston Texans, why would I try to win football games this year? Am I really going to be monitoring the waiver wire, trying to bring in every free agent who just got cut who could be a marginal upgrade on our roster? Fuck no. I'm sticking out Davis Mills, a guy who played 10 games during his rookie season. I'm giving him no weapons. And I'm saying, we're trying our hardest to develop a winning culture here, guys. This is the year 1 of the process. But in reality, we don't know. We take it for that number 1 pick, man.
Yeah, that's facts. It's just with the NFL, with so many jobs, so many guys trying to get jobs and shit, it's hard to. You can't tell the players to tank. You can get shitty players, but those shitty players are still going to play hard. Because if you don't play hard when you're playing football, somebody's going to really hurt your dumb ass. They're going to hurt the fuck out of you. So I get why.
I think that's a great point.
I just wanted to put that question
NFL, it's the GM that tanks the team. You can't ask the coach to tank the team like Brian Flores. His job is to win the games, put the players in their best position to succeed. As you allude to with the players, if you play half speed in the NFL, you're going to get a career-ending injury. This is not like soccer where you can go through the fucking motions and play on a hurt ankle and be just fine. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Plus in soccer, they don't reward that shit. We don't do tanking. The only league that has a draft is the MLS, and we only have it because it's just an American-based system, so we have a draft. Everywhere else is if you suck, you're going to suck for a minute. You need to get your shit together. There ain't no fucking drafts and shit like that. You need to get your shit together. Get some better players, but I don't know. That's the style. That's how they want to do it. That's how they make their money, so it is what it is.
How much more interesting would football be if there was no draft?
Oh.
Yeah, the NFL. So instead of drafting players, you signed players who would come in the draft, rookies with cap space. There's a rookie cap space max contract. After Matthew Stafford got that gigantic deal, they're we got to put a rookie scale on the joint. So the most you could pay a rookie is $20 million. But that's how you get your rookies. With whatever space I have left over next season, when I'm planning for, I got $18 million lying around. Let me go get Micah Parsons as a rookie instead of being the 4th worst team in all of football. So now I have a path to getting a good guy.
I don't know, man. I think exactly what they're doing is probably the right thing to do. I think of all the leagues in professional sports, and a lot of people don't watch baseball. Baseball doesn't have parity either. They got the most parity, bro, of everybody. So I don't know if I would fuck with it.
Do they have the most parity? I think, or is it like the same 5 franchises who have won like 58 out of the 60 Super Bowls?
Well, I mean, like the Cowboys haven't won since the 90s. The Giants, the 49ers haven't won in a while. You know, they used to dominate. The Packers haven't won in a minute with Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks. He hasn't always had the best team in the league. It's been different teams. Even the NFC South, bro. Just look at them alone. The Falcons win it sometimes. The Saints win it sometimes. The Panthers won it.
Yeah. No one's won the NFC East the whole 2 years in a row since the 90s. I'll give it to you. They do. Yeah. Sometimes you see, like, for example, Jacksonville has been the NFL's version of Siberia for 20 years. And, like, whenever you make fun of somebody, you'll be like, oh, he couldn't warm a bench in Jacksonville. And that's not because Jacksonville had a lot of parity. It was just as good as the Giants.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I was about to say to kind of combat it. It's like they do have parity as far as if you're in the middle and the top, you can kind of stay there. But, like, it's really hard to make it back up when you suck. But you just got to – if you get those first-round draft picks correct, like the 49ers did for a while, and their team got significantly better, you can make your team good. It's up to the GM, though. Like, you're going to consistently keep getting first-round picks, and the talent pool is huge. So you're going to get good players. It's up to the GM and the owner, though. Like, Jacksonville has a horrible fucking GM and owner. They got Urban Meyer as a fucking football coach. You're going to suck. He's not a good football coach, all right? I mean, your boy Harbaugh out in San Francisco, he was a great coach, but he could only do it for 4 years, so he got the fuck out. Like, the Lions just always get bad coaches. Yeah. You know, the Browns, they always have bad coaches. It is what it is. And even the Browns had 2 good records in their shitty time. I mean, it's possible to change it, but when you're at the bottom,
and then you have this scenario where you have a good coach who's fired 1 or 2 years into his deal because you have a bad owner who wasn't patient enough to let him build his vision. And he goes somewhere else and has to get there, a la Bill Belichick.
That's true, man.
I think another key point that you brought up, Terry, about the parity is like the lack of player movement in the NFL compared to the NBA. You know, you could see how the NFL wants their teams to retain their best players and wants them to, like, you know, become an establishment almost in their current market in their cities. They don't want players who are superstars moving around every single year. And you can see that by how strongly they penalize the Dolphins and other teams with these tampering things, saying, no, you're not going to, like, make this a new wave where you can just go cherry pick disgruntled guys off other teams. We're not letting it happen. Our contracts actually are binding, and we're not going to let the players take over and start having all the power like they do in the NBA.
It's the NBA and the MLB is kind of similar to that. And the NBA is just marketed a little better. And it's a faster paced game and all that type of shit. But I think with all the player movement, that does hurt the sport. I think a lot of the leagues can kind of learn from the NFL's system of, like, if you can keep fucking Calvin Johnson on the Lions for 13 years, if he was an NBA player, he would have been gone after his first contract. Like, guaranteed he's out of there. But the way the NFL kind of structures their shit, it kind of helps the players stay in one spot. And with everybody kind of rotating in and out, you can get better players and shit. So it's just different, bro. It's just a different sport. I don't know. I don't think you can – it's hard to copy the mold of what the NFL does just because of that parity and how it can kind of change. So I don't know. It's just weird. The NFL is going to be the top dog, and that's just what they do, man. But they don't – it's weird because they don't have the big bucks. Their players don't make the most money. I mean, like, Mahomes got a gigantic contract. You know, your boy Kyler Murray got a gigantic ass contract, but, like, baseball and basketball, those contracts are fucking crazy, bro. And it's for half of what you get, you know, done to your body and shit. It's a no-brainer for me. If I got a son, that motherfucker is not playing football, bro. Straight up. If you're nice and you're big, like, I'll let you do it.
Yeah,
but I know where the money is.
My size,
you keep your longevity.
I'm not training you to be a cornerback. I'm training you to play another sport. Real talk.
Yeah,
but Terry, like you alluded to in the NBA, you know, The player movement is a lot more. You see players change teams all the time. There's no chance that like a Calvin Johnson type of dude in the NBA would have stuck around that long. But we also have seen, like you said at the top, you were like, the NBA maybe should take a page out of the NFL's book and learn a little bit from them about how to like keep the control, how to wrestle it back away from the players and have the contracts that are more binding, not allow for the player movement and the tampering, because like the NFL squarely still has like the owners and the GMs still control everything, and the players are subservient to the system. That's in some degree. The NBA era used to be like that. You know, when Donald Sterling was, when David Stern was running things, you know, right. Jesus Christ, when he was running things look really bleak. They didn't even let Magic Johnson play for 2 years. No, when David Stern was running
wait. What do you say on the tapes? I just don't like it when you're around him like that. I don't know if I like it when you're around him like that.
He's like, I don't care.
It was a menace, bro.
I don't care if you fuck him. I don't care who you fuck. Just don't bring him to my games. It's like, wait, you don't care if your girl fucks somebody with HIV? What? Your priorities all mixed up like that.
Hey, he ain't got HIV no more. He doesn't have AIDS anymore. No HIV was detected in his body the last time I heard.
You check his dick.
HIV free Magic Johnson. Nah, I didn't. But you hear that, kids? All you got to do to get rid of AIDS is make millions and millions of dollars. Almost become a damn near billionaire. You can get
100%.
So that's the recipe.
But if we drip back in time to where Michael Jackson first contracted AIDS, Terry, consider the case of Joe Smith, who signed a deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was going to be Kevin Garnett's second banana. There was tampering there because Joe Smith, he signed a 1 year, $3 million deal the first year with a promise that he would get a max deal the next free agency period so they could sign another player with their mid-level exception. The Timberwolves fucked up because they put this in writing before it actually happened. So there was a smoking gun because Joe Smith was afraid that the Minnesota Timberwolves owner, Glenn Taylor, would die before he could see out the promise of getting that big contract. 25 years later, Glenn Taylor is still not dead. Man. The Minnesota Timberwolves were fined 5 first-round draft picks by David Stern, crippling their franchise and ensuring Kevin Garnett never had success until he left for the Celtics. And he set the hammer down.
Golly.
Unequivocally, saying the NBA will not tolerate tampering. Now, fast forward 20-something years, and we're in an era where guys like J.J. Redick signed their free agent deal at 3:01 p.m. on the day that free agency starts, where guys who are like the 120th best player in the NBA have contracts that have been negotiated before the tampering window even starts. We've moved to an era where when Joe Smith got his tampering charges, everyone was talking about baseball during the summer. Everyone was talking about baseball nonstop. And now we're in what do we talk about all summer, Terry?
Steroids, baby.
It's not baseball. It's player movement in the NBA. Where's Kyrie going to go? Where's Kevin Durant going to go? Is Donovan Mitchell unsettled? Is Luka Doncic looking for a running mate? How long is the clock in Dallas before he starts to ask out? That's all we talk about all summer. And that perpetual ratings drive keeps the NBA in the public's consciousness for a 12-month cycle. So now that we're up in your head like
June
shampoo, why the hell would we want to stop tampering?
I don't know, man. You might be right. But at the end of the day, it's not about, how much money are you getting from dominating fucking late June and July? Just because we're talking about the league in June and July, that doesn't mean it's going to be popular when the season comes up. As soon as the NFL starts,
Harry, hold on. That's a great point. Not to cut you off too much, but that's a great point that you just made. The NBA actually has higher engagement in the off-season period than it does during the season. More people engage with NBA Twitter, social media, all that stuff when they're not even playing, just talking about who's going where, than they actually do in the start of the playoffs. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's true. But it's just like, no, you're good. You're good. I'm just saying, like, in what way does that generate towards money, though? Like, I get you want to be in the media cycle and all that shit. I mean, I guess you can, like, say that helps when they negotiate for a fucking television contract. But, like, if fucking Kevin Durant goes to whoever the fuck, the Lakers, not the Lakers, just say he goes to a team that's not the Lakers, like fucking Portland or some shit. Am I going to stay up until fucking 10:30 and make sure I watch like the first 20 games of fucking Kevin Durant play for Portland? Probably fucking not if I'm a regular fan. Like, we have to because we're like a part of the media or whatever the fuck. But like, come on, bro. You can't ask a normal fucking person. Like, this whole West Coast bullshit, the Lakers can suck my whole dick. I love LeBron, bro. I love him. But sometimes player talkings in the summer doesn't, translate into me watching them during the season. Like, it's interesting in the beginning, but you got to get us interested throughout the season. I don't know how they're going to do that, but you guys are dominating the summer. That's cool. But I need that to translate into actual basketball, bro. Well, that's all I'm saying.
Terry, I think it's harder to get invested to that degree when your team and the identity of it is changing so dramatically from season to season. If you're a casual fan, you know what I mean? It's stripped. The Indiana Pacers, you watched Paul George walk out the door, Victor Oladipo walk out the door, Sabonis walk out the door. You got Tyrese Halliburton and Balka Brogdon's out the door. The identity of the team from 4 years ago is completely different. The one, though, and so it's like, I got to get reinvested and re-put my faith in this team and redraw this connection to all these players that I know may not even be on the team in 3 months.
That's true. And that's also a big reason why college basketball is dying off as well. Motherfuckers is gone way too fast. People are not as interested in the teams and shit. Like, of course, I'm going to watch Zion.
Right, but after Zion graduated, why the fuck would I watch Duke play basketball?
I barely watch. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, in between, there was a period when Duke was getting, like, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, like, Jalen Johnson, who we haven't really seen play at all. We saw, like, I barely watched any of those teams. I didn't know who the fuck they were. I wasn't interested in the team. And the worst part about it now is like, you can get a rookie drafted in the top 15 and trade him within one season. You trade him within 2 seasons, a top 15 pick. This player movement's got to fucking chill, bro. God damn. Like, one season, Tyrese Halliburton, we were talking about him being one of the best point guards that could possibly be in the league. Shipped to fucking Indiana. Didn't Indiana ship him again? He went from Sacramento to Indiana? Is he gone? I mean, we're going to start saying who he played for star players 100%. Now,
100%. And so, Terry, that brings up the next point, right? The Sixers and the Knicks, we probably should have mentioned this at the top, are actually being investigated currently for tampering in the NBA. But, Terry, not all tampering is created equal, right? We talked about the Joe Smith tampering from 20 years ago that was hit with 5 first-round draft picks. Then there's the tampering that Magic Johnson did, talking about Paul George on a late-night talk show, which was a $500,000 fine. Then there's the type of tampering that the Chicago Bulls did, signing Lonzo Ball, or the Miami Heat did, signing Kyle Lowry before last season. Both of those teams forfeited a second-round pick. Then there's the type of tampering that the Nets did with Andrei Kirilenko back in the day, where they had him sign a $3 million contract 1 year to sign a $40 million one the next. That was investigated by the league, had to go cell phone records and everything. And that, Terry, is that's the type of tampering that the NBA really takes seriously. And that's the type of tampering the 76ers did this offseason. Terry, James Harden opted out of a $47 million contract so that he could sign for like $32 million. He did it I'm sure with assurances from Daryl Morey and the Sixers and Michael Rubin, their former owner, who everyone was at big parties at his house. I'm sure they didn't discuss any contract terms at any of these Michael Rubin's parties. I'm sure James Harden wasn't brushing elbows with other potential future Philadelphia 76ers like Danuel House or PJ Tucker at any of these parties. And so the NBA is like, so you just expect me to believe that James Harden, out of the goodness of his heart, gave up $15 million so they could sign these two players? $15 million that he'll never get back just to make the team more competitive? You really expect us to believe that? Well, we'll see what happens next summer when he signs a multi-year deal. But for now, Terry, the Sixers are under investigation for tampering. What could you see the punishment be here if they are found guilty?
Man, they might they might fine him. They might take away a second-round pick, but I don't think they're really going to find anything, bro. Like, you can't stop this type of shit from happening because there's not going to be a paper trail. There probably won't be any text messages. There's probably not going to be any fucking emails between anyone. It's just like, yo, come to this party, and then we can talk about it amongst ourselves when no one else is around. Like, it is what it is. If I'm James Harden, I see PJ Tucker at a party, the fuck? Of course I'm going to be like, hey, yo, come play with me at the Sixers, bro. You got Daniel House's number 2? Oh, bring him through, bro. We got some nurses he can fuck. Like, come on, bro. This shit is easy. They're going to do that at a party. Like, that happens. You can't stop that. If you want to come to our house, all right, I'm going to go on a yacht. I'm going to go on a yacht. You ain't following me on a yacht. I'm in a boat 40 miles from sea. You're going to get on my team. Regardless if you want to stop it or not, you can't. It's impossible. It's too many people in the league.
Yeah, well, a lot of someone around like a fucking are feeling mad butthurt, Terry, especially the Miami Heat, where they're like, yeah, if you guys had your actual mid-level exception to offer, we could have matched it and retained PJ Tucker. But you guys did this whole contract loophole where James Harden, decides not to sign on for his deal. So now we get below the cap threshold. So now we have a different level, mid-level exception to offer to PJ Tucker and another exception to offer to Danuel House. And then you'll get all that money back on the back end. They're like, no, that's exactly what Joe Smith did. And they lost 5 first-round draft picks. The difference, what you just said, Terry, is I don't think the Sixers are going to be dumb enough to have a smoking gun and write on a piece of paper, I'm going to sign this one short deal this year with the promise of getting a multi-million-dollar deal the next.
Yeah. Come on, bro. No paper trail. Now, the Sixers won't leave a paper trail. The Knicks, that might be another issue. They will probably leave a fucking paper trail. But they do have new GMs. I mean, they do have new front office people, so, they might be a little smarter. I like some of those guys in the front office. Don't think there's going to be a paper trail, but the old regime, you emails. Hey, you want to play for us? Take less money so you can play for the Knicks.
You remember, you may not even remember this one, Terry, the all-timer in 2004 when the Atlanta Hawks sent out communications to their fans saying, this summer, we're going to get Dwight Howard or Chris Paul, and this is your chance to get on board early. They sent that out to the fans before they had entered contract talks with either one. Spoiler alert, Terry, they got Marvin Williams.
Oh, man. Jesus. Hey, man, it's wonderful seeing the stupidity of some of these teams,
I want to talk about the Knicks for a little bit,
man.
Terry. That's your squad, right? They're the second team named in the tampering charge. This is the less pernicious form of tampering that people don't really care much about. Even the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, was like, no, the Knicks were fine. They did everything they had to do. We understood that, this is a business. And when we saw a whole Knicks contingent at Jalen Brunson's playoff games against Utah, we saw the writing on the wall. Maybe we saw the writing on the wall when they hired Jalen Brunson's dad, or they hired his dad's best friend to be the president of the organization, or they hired his dad's best friend's favorite coach to be the coach of the team in Tom Thibodeau. Maybe somebody saw this coming, man. I don't know.
I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with any of those moves. It's smart. Smart business.
That to me, sounds like the Lonzo Ball, Kyle Lowry second-round pick. Like, that to me, slap him on the wrist. Guys, you're not supposed to be negotiating with Jalen Brunson while he's still playing against the Utah Jazz. Come on.
Hold on. Hey, what are we talking about here? Well, I can't give somebody a job now? We're just going to leave a man unemployed out here in the streets. I can't hire someone's dad to come join the staff?
What you can't do is give his dad's not part of our proposed contract details for what you could possibly sign his son with in a couple weeks. That's the thing that you can't do.
Hey, is it on paper or is it on
It's
email?
on James Dolan's SoundCloud.
I'm just asking.
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud, huh? It's in the cloud.
From a man who's heading the clouds to a woman who changed her life for smoking them, Brittany Griner. Terry, she was sentenced yesterday to 9 years in prison in Russia. She pled guilty. Yep. She changed her story a little bit during the trial. At first saying that she didn't mean to pack the hashish oil. Then later presenting letters from doctors saying that she needed to have it medically and all this other stuff. There was a lot of change in the tunes. There was a lot of change in the stories. And it's been really a murky case to observe from afar, especially from America, just reading the reporting. But Terry, it looks like we finally made it to the next step, which is that Brittany Griner has been sentenced, and now the United States can work on her behalf to negotiate a prisoner swap, a prisoner transfer. It's been reported that Russian arms dealer Victor Bout is being proposed in the swap for Brittany Griner and Phil Whelan, who is like an American spy who was caught in Russia. So Brittany Griner, she's got herself wound up in espionage, wound up in getting traded internationally for arms dealers. It all started with a small canister of weed, Terry.
Small. Very small. Minuscule. It was tiny, bro. It was a tiny bit of hash, bro. It wasn't that much at all, bro. Russia's out here crazy. Russia's crazy, bro. This shit's intense as fuck. Now look, we're gonna have this discussion. I don't know, man. 9 years is a little crazy. I think she's gonna get out way before that. Like, they're actively really trying to get her out. It's just a sentencing. That doesn't mean she's gonna be there for 9 years. If she's there for 9 years, that'd be fucking insane. By the time she gets out, the WNBA players will get paid $1 million base salary. But anyways, yo, you fucked up. All right, Russia's different than America, man. Like, they think this is some international crime bullshit. Like, if one of the fucking TSA, what do you call those people at the airport? One of those workers, you call them motherfuckers? Yeah, well, if one of the TSAs in America caught that shit, they were like, "Hey, put it in their pocket, call it a day." That's their hash now. You know what I'm saying? But apparently they do shit different over there. Look, I don't want to be insensitive.
You should.
I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do that.
They came to the official live peppers so they could hear you joke about it.
She's going to get out. Right?
They didn't come so we could give a CNN C-SPAN 2 style report on it, okay? There are other avenues y'all can go to if you really want to hear the facts.
All right.
Aggregators!
Don't quote me. You know, this is all for fun. Disclaimer, this is all for fun. It's just jokes. I think she's over there having a ball in that prison.
It's a slip and slide and cell block deep. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't care what anybody says, bro. I want every single man, woman, and they to fucking go to your computer screen and type in Russian women. Russian women are some of the most beautiful women on the fucking planet. There are some, weird looking ones too. But the combination of all those different type of races of people created a lot of light-skinned, tan fucking women with curly hair, straight hair, blue eyes, brown eyes, green. Them bitches look good. So don't look at me and say Brittany Griner is having a tough time. All right? Now, these are just jokes. Don't take me fucking serious. But I think Brittany's big old 6'8" ass is in there, arms stretched out wide like Michael Jordan, with 2 clits in her hand. She's having a fucking ball.
She's averaging
it in there, bro. She's
averaging an Andre Kirilenko style 5x5 in prison.
I would want to come home too if I have to have sex forcefully for like 150 days straight. Like, damn, I'm tired. Can I go home yet? This shit is fucking wild. I think she's having a ball, straight up. And if she's in there for 9 years, I don't think it's going to be that tough of a time. She's a big bitch. There's no one bigger than her. Like, she's a big-ass chick. I will say this on the serious side. It does suck that she has to go to Russia to play basketball.
Get there, Terry.
You know what I'm saying? And even she makes a shitload of money.
When did you start hating?
She makes a lot of money in the WNBA.
Huh?
For the WNBA. Did I start hating? Yo, you are the bucket. You're white, Terry. You're not black. What the fuck you mean our
You're
queens?
right. My queens. Because I'm the only one who holds them in high disregard. You would rather have a dirty prison Russian bitch than a beautiful black American queen. Terry, you told on yourself, buddy. You did it to yourself. And you know what? Brittany Griner did it to herself too. You know, I hate to say this, but maybe it's not the best idea to bring like Schedule 1 drug that's charged as a federal crime into a country that we're in the middle of a Cold War with. Russia invaded Ukraine, and we actively put sanctions against them.
Do you think
we're sending Ukraine weapons? You think now is the time to commit a crime in this country? And furthermore, Terry, should the United States be in the business of trading WNBA players for renowned arms dealers? Does that sound like a good deal to you? You guys get an internationally wanted criminal who traffics weapons, and we'll get a woman who dunked twice in an NBA game.
It's all about publicity, man. It's just the optics don't look good if we just leave her there. We can't leave her there. What, bro, I know. Look. I don't want to shit on you. I know how you feel about certain women's issues every now and then. You know what I'm saying? You think it's like hypocritical for us to save certain people and then other people don't get saved in a different type of way that do a similar type of thing. I get it. She's got to come back, though.
No,
it's too big of a story. Listen, now we can't leave her there now.
Or was we already started the shit. Ball ruined this shit for everybody. You think you could just steal sunglasses from China and then Big Daddy Papa Trump going to get your ass back like it's nothing? No, hold up. This ain't China and this ain't sunglasses,
bro. Hold on. Wait. Before you do that, it's not our fault that in China or Russia, something so minuscule in our country is like fucking 20 years in fucking prison, bro.
I'm so happy you said that.
This shit is crazy. These countries need to chill the fuck out. And I get it. I shouldn't talk about, hey, look. Hold on. I shouldn't talk about big boy China or big boy Russia on a platform in which we,
LeBron might hear.
On every
LeBron might hear
platform, Spotify, Apple. Find us on YouTube too. But damn, bro, like, they're forcing us to do this shit. We don't want to do this shit. If I steal some sunglasses, I'm going to get a fucking slap on the wrist and get kicked out the store. They're not going to fucking detain me and take me to jail. If I bring in less than an ounce of hash in a weed pen, I'm not going to go to jail for 9. I'm not even going to go to fucking.
Well, Terry, I'm so happy you brought that up.
Like, they're just going to be like, bro, that's weed.
Bring up the millions of young black Americans who have been sent to jail and imprisoned for marijuana laws. I don't know why we think of these laws in Russia as far more draconian than our own, but I guarantee you more young black people in America have been locked up and put in the system permanently for weed offenses than they have in Russia. If anything, I'm not surprised she got 9 years.
Too many of them
in America, we would have kept her in the system for 30, and she wouldn't be allowed to vote for the rest of her life.
Hey, some of the rules have changed in some of the states, man. That's
one thing that never changes, though, is the world revolves around the almighty dollar. And Brittany Griner's wife said as much at her deposition. She said, talking about why Brittany Griner was even in Russia bringing weed there in the first place. She said Brittany Griner would wholeheartedly love to not go overseas. Her wife, Cherelle Griner, said she had only one Thanksgiving in the States in the 9 years since she's been a pro. And she misses all that stuff just because, she can't make enough money in the WNBA to sustain her life. Couldn't make enough money in America to sustain her life. That's why she had to bring weed to Russia. Terry, I did a deep dive into some of Brittany Griner's pockets. Right? I went deeper behind the box score.
Oh, no.
I was like the barbers in Dave Chappelle's barbershop after he got that big check from Comedy Central. This haircut now costs $400. Brittany Griner, last year, Terry. Last year, Brittany Griner made $225,000 in the NBA. She made another $400,000 playing in China for 2 months. Then she made another $1 million in an endorsement deal with Nike. Last time I checked, Terry, that's $1.6 million. That's not enough to sustain your life. Then you need to rebalance your budget. You need to cut motherfuckers off. You need to find a more sustainable plan. Because if you have to go to Russia because you can't make it on nearly $2 million a year, Brittany Griner, there's a problem. I don't want to hear it. It reminds me of when Latrell Sprewell turned down a fucking $80 million contract because he said it's not enough to feed his family, then never played in the NBA again. All right? This is what I'm getting, serious Sprewell vibes from this, Terry. I feel bad for Brittany. I want us to get her back. She did this to herself.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I thought that was going to go way worse than what it was. That wasn't bad. That was all facts. That's all facts. I agree. I don't know what I agree. I can't even argue with you. The only thing I'll say is this. The WNBA, they can't argue about making more money. To me, in my eyes, this is just my personal opinion. Your numbers aren't big enough. Like, nobody watches the shit. Your attendance numbers aren't crazy. You can't ask for more money if you can't draw more sponsors in. Like, the game is just not very exciting. Like, there's other women's sports that I feel like they should have kind of marketed more than WNBA. Like, right. You're doing the wrong shit. Like I said millions of times, you need to lower the world of women's basketball
because she dunked twice in her first game, which equaled Candace Parker's record. No woman has ever dunked more than twice in a game, Terry. Only 7 women in the history of the world have dunked a basketball in a professional contest.
Exactly. And it's not like, bro, y'all got skill. You guys shoot better than the men. You can do all these. You can dribble, you can shoot, you can pass. The one thing that's missing is alley-oops. Motherfucker, every night there's a goddamn poster in the NBA, bro. That's all I want to see. They got slam ball returning next year, and I bet a lot of people are going to watch that shit. All they do is slam the shit. They don't shoot no fucking jumpers, and we'll watch that. Lower the fucking rims. The basketball is already smaller. I don't know how many times I got to say this shit. I'm not watching that shit. Now, I have been putting the games on TV, but I'm still not watching it. I'm supporting
all the blonde white Russian girls that are on the team. You don't support the Agumake sisters. You don't support at home. What happened to supporting Elena Beard? Huh?
Hey.
Yeah, you out here supporting Elena Deladon and nobody else. Congratulations.
But anyways, look. Son.
That they need to lower the rim?
Answer the question.
Said that shit.
Am I right or am I wrong? It's just got to be more exciting for us to watch. You can't ask for more money if you're not giving me a product that I want to watch.
Galls
Get the fuck out of here.
To some degree. They're like women's soccer just broke the attendance record in the Euros for most people ever to watch a soccer game in Europe. The women's Barcelona team is 110,000 people going to the games to watch their Champions League games. It's more than the men. How come the WNBA doesn't have a higher turnout than the NBA? Because it's fucking boring. That's why. And the pudding, man, the NBA makes 120 times the revenue of the WNBA. Without the NBA, the WA wouldn't exist. We'd have women's collegiate basketball, and then you have to go join the Air Force. Like, don't come at me and complain that the WNBA salary of $250,000 isn't enough to support you. You lucky that you're getting that $250,000 in the first place, because what you'd be actually making if it was really based on the revenue the WNBA was generating, you'd be making like a fucking 3 AA Durham Bulls fucking backup Dominican guy.
Nah, they make more than double A and triple A
like
baseball
actually
players,
the amount of money they brought into the league, if it was proportionate like the NBA, they'd be making less than the triple A'ers.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like the women shit for soccer, they're starting to get more money because more eyeballs are starting to watch the shit. That's all you need to do. You gotta change it up.
Soccer, like let's back it out.
You gotta start from fucking middle school.
Why do we watch professional sports, Terry? To watch something, to entertainment, to see somebody do something that I can't do. That's why I watch somebody on TV. If I could do it, I'd do it in my backyard with my friends, and I wouldn't need to subscribe to ESPN Plus. But when I see LeBron James's chase down pin in the NBA Finals and my jaw drops to the floor, that's a moment I'll never forget. A feat of supreme athleticism that I couldn't see anywhere else in the world but by watching LeBron James. And when you look at the WNBA, there's none of that.
No, that's facts. No, there's not. And unfortunately for them, the USA team doesn't really get a lot of numbers either, bro. So it's not like it's, I understand because the women's US, league isn't super popular, but the US women's fucking, Olympics and World Cup and Euros and shit like that, we watch that. We get that. It's not about the sport. It's about the excitement. It's about the entertainment. It's not about the nationalism. It's not that USA on your chest. I ain't watching the USA women either. You're fucking killing all those other countries. I need you to make it entertaining. I need you to drop the fucking basket. That's all 100%,
Terry.
And I think you'll get
women's
a lot
soccer
more hire me,
resembles
bro.
men's soccer. You watch high-level Barcelona women play on TV. Stylistically, it looks very, very similar to watching the actual men's team in Barcelona play. You watch the Atlanta Dream play, and it looks nothing like the Atlanta Hawks. And so this is why we don't have a women's football league either. How could we have an American football league that resembles the football that we have come accustomed seeing being played by women? You can't. So they went the other way. They said, we'll make the lingerie football league. Watch this bitch's titties pop out on when she gets hit stick by the linebacker.
Yeah. It's a different sport, man. I mean, like the sports in which women make a lot of money are the sports that look very similar to the men's product, which is like equal as fuck. Tennis, golf, soccer, they're starting to make money more. There's probably some more individual sports, that are probably doing it. I haven't really looked it up, but like those look similar to men, so it doesn't look like you're watching
a diminished version of the sport that you already
I would even say
watch.
Like if they were to market,
you know what I mean? Like basketball, the way it's set up, it looks like a shittier version of the NBA. Like no other sport looks like that. No other sport looks like that, and that's why we don't want to watch.
Yeah,
it's like I tell you what the WNBA
with all due respect,
the WNBA is almond milk. It says milk right on the container. We all know it's not milk, but every time you have a glass of it, you're a little dissatisfied because you expect that true milk taste. You always have that barometer of what milk really tastes like in your mind. And when you put milk on the outside of that carton and you give me almond juice, I come away disappointed.
Nope, that's true, man. That's totally true. I don't know. That's the only thing I got for it. I do feel bad for Shorty, but she did make that mistake on her own. So it's like it is what it is, Brittney Griner. You're gonna get out, so don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it. You're over there. Like, it sucks. But
yeah, hopefully
I think you'll get out of it.
Hopefully it won't be
like,
9 years.
Hopefully
you
it
know,
goes down.
hopefully
they just have to go
gone,
through the process,
but not forgotten, and will make a return triumphantly back to the NBA.
Hell no.
But Terry, another basketball legend this week, did leave us. He's gone. Will never be forgotten. The legend, the second greatest player in the history of basketball, Bill Russell. He passed this week. I don't know how old he was. I probably should have done better research, but he's a person whose life yeah, his life deserves to be glorified, not just for being the consummate champion, the embodiment of winning, the ultimate leader in a team sport, and the ultimate teammate probably across all sports. You'd probably be hard-pressed to find a better teammate than Bill Russell. But beyond all those things, Terry, he was an amazing person, and he fought alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Muhammad Ali and others for civil rights. He marched. He was next to Martin Luther King, and he did it all with grace and with a fire burning in his stomach, beyond discontent, a recognition of the subservient place that he's been placed in America, and an anger towards the injustice that he had to face, all the people who look like him and you had to face, and the burden that he had on his shoulders to not just be like Jackie Robinson and take the next step and make white people comfortable enough with black people that they could play the same sport together, but to further the narrative and to fight for equality and to fight for recognition and to fight for more rights. And so he will forever be missed, you know, by people who never even saw him play. So gigantic is his impact. I'm sad that he never got to see a statue built for him in Boston. There 100% should be a statue of Bill Russell there. Even Adam Silver urged them to build a statue of him. Barack Obama urged the city to build a statue of him. Yeah. Still no statue. Larry Bird came along in the city of Boston 2 decades after Bill Russell was crowned the king of the city, the greatest Boston athlete ever, the best Celtic, embraced in a way that Bill Russell never was because he was black, came from Oakland. And to this day, the legacy of Bill Russell in Boston, how is it being celebrated? Is it being celebrated? I think we've come short and we've fallen flat remembering the great legacy of this great man.
I don't know.
And even though it's too late, I hope that the Celtics do something to memorialize his impact on the league and our country forever.
Yeah. I think the Celtics in there by themselves should have a statue outside the stadium. Now or the arena. There is a statue of him in Boston, but it's not outside of like the Celtics arena. Unfortunately, like I think that should have been the first thing they should have done like a long time ago. But Boston is what it is. You know, a lot of people say they get a bad rap that live in that area, but everyone else that doesn't live in that area,
it's not a bad rap.
They
it's
definitely
just
get a fucking bad rap.
Like that's how y'all act.
Deserve it. Like that's what y'all do. It is what it is. But yeah, like Bill Russell is definitely beyond basketball though. Like he did a lot to pioneer, you know, black people in the sport of basketball and just throughout life in general. He did a lot for civil rights back in the day. Like he's just a great man, bro. He's a great man. And, you know, I disrespected him last week when I said he wasn't top 10. I'd like to take that back. I think Billy's definitely top 10 cemented. He'll never change, bro. Because when I thought about it, even if the league wasn't what the league is now, even if it wasn't, you know, a lot of black people playing, even if it wasn't the top basketball players in the world at that time, it's still hard as fuck to win 11 championships, no matter who you're playing. Like I can play, you know, somebody that's bad at basketball 50 times in a row. You might sneak a game off me. So for him to really like beat Wilt
and as time goes, we
Jerry West
like,
and them
we
like
lose
that
the
many
luster
times,
of it more and more.
Poo-poo
you
that
know what
shit.
I mean? How special it really was gets faded away. Terry, do you know what Bob Cousy's record was in the playoffs before Bill Russell arrived? Hall of Famer Bob Cousy, by the way. Yep.
No.
10 and 18. 10 and 18.
The Wizard of Waverly Place or
nearly
some
lost
like that.
twice as many games in the playoffs as he won. Terry, do you know what the Boston Celtics record
Mr.
was
Cousy.
during Bill Russell's career without Bill Russell playing for them? If you don't count his rookie season. 10 and 18.
No, what is it?
So that lets you know the impact that one guy can have.
Wow.
All this narrative, he's surrounded by all these Hall of Famers playing against plumbers and firemen, whatever. They couldn't get it done before him, and they couldn't get it done without him. It was Bill Russell.
Oh.
And even he said as much. He said, if I never met Red Auerbach, he still would have won a championship, but I would have had 10. And that's the goddamn truth.
Nah, he was a beast, man. Even starting from I don't know high school necessarily, but he won championships in college with San Francisco, which is not a basketball powerhouse at all. They only won when he was there, and they haven't won anything since he left. Dude was a beast. He's the best defensive basketball player of all time.
Game-deciding game in his whole career. Game 7, Game 6, championship or go home, win or go home. He lost one in his entire career, 21 out of 22. Terry, do you know who that one was against? Yeah. It was against the St. Louis Hawks and Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit scored 50 points against Bill Russell in the deciding Game 6 when Bill Russell's ankle was so badly hurt. He was taken back to the hotel in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
The only time he ever wasn't perfect.
Damn, son.
In a winner go home.
That boy Bill Russell
was hobbled so bad he went home in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, we're gonna remember this dude for a long ass time. The MVP, the NBA Finals trophy is named after this guy. He's a beast, man. And we only think of Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, people like that in a higher light because of the award system wasn't really created when Bill Russell was playing. If he was playing and he would have had MVPs that can never be called, Finals MVPs that would never be called.
Even David Stern was on wax
player of the year
saying why they named it the Bill Russell Finals MVP award was because if it was around when he was playing, he would have won it every year. So we just went ahead and put his name on it every year in perpetuity.
Yeah.
From the commissioner. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, he deserves it. He deserves everything that yeah. Nah, he's a beast. He's a beast. He does get disrespected because, as time goes on, shit gets forgotten. But he's definitely one of the better players the league has ever seen. And I don't think there's never going to be anybody like him.
R.I.P., man. I'll pour a little bit out.
The man, the myth, the legend, Billy Russell. Rest in peace, brother.
No, I think we were thinking about talking some.
Unless you want to snack something else on there.
Move to the LA Galaxy.
I
think we could save that for another time, guys. We're excited to be bringing you guys a different scheduling for the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. Developing new ways to bring you guys more content over the course of the week. Going forward, guys, each week on Friday, we're going to drop our full-length episode, at least an hour long. All right? We're also going to drop at least one clip, less than 10 minutes long, something a little bit more digestible for you to get in and out of during the course of your week. And Terry, we've decided to add in an addition a social pod, a little 20-minute long conversation between the two of us, just for the fans, non-structured. There's no rundown. We're making jokes. We're cutting loose. We're stepping across the lines habitually with even less structure. So that would be another fun way for you guys to engage, catch up with the line steppers, and get your laughs in during what's been a rough week for your boy, Terry.
Yeah, man. You got that COVID and that strep all at the same time. Yeah, I'm excited to give the people a little bit more of us catch an insider look of kind of what we're doing. Subscriber count at 719 on YouTube. You know, thanks for all the listens on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you kind of listen to us. It's been nice entertaining y'all, man. We've gotten thousands and thousands of views on each video, and I look forward to keep giving y'all more and more. Oh my goodness,
Gary.
We ain't gonna stop.
Wait a minute, we can't leave yet. Can't leave yet. Didn't think about it till you said can't stop. Did you hear the news, Terry?
What?
Can't stop.
What?
Won't stop. Bad Boy is moving over to Death Row Records. Terry, I drafted him in the 4th round of our celebrity draft. He's unretired from becoming a pastor. Mace signed with Death Row Records this week, becoming the first artist in history to represent both Bad Boy and Death Row. Is this a renaissance coming, Terry? Is this the next great comeback in hip-hop?
Nah, I might have to hear the music. If he's not cursing in his verses, I'm out. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about.
No more getting head in the back of a Camaro, and it's all about financial literacy and deepening your relationship with your children. Right. If I wanted to hear that, I'd listen to T.I.'s new shit.
Nah, I ain't there yet. No kids. But look, man. I'd listen to a stand-up if I want to hear that. Anyways, look. Free BG. Thank you for letting us step across the line with y'all another week. Yeah,
man. Next week, guys, we got an all-football podcast coming to you, previewing the NFL season.
Next week.
It's going to be all football all the time, so you guys got that to look forward to. Until then, keep it locked on www.thehlspod.com for our latest articles, our YouTube channel for our clips, our new 20-minute show that we're going to have to find a better name for, Terry.
It's all on the same umbrella, man.
Same shit, different toilet. We'll see y'all next week.
It's all good.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.